Hi Sagittarius, welcome to Higher Source Tarot for your weekly tarot check for the week of September 13th through the 20th. This is for all Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. And I just want to thank all of you for watching the readings and definitely for hitting that like button. It does something to the YouTube algorithm so that YouTube will show the readings to more people who are searching for tarot readings for Sagittarius. And also definitely for subscribing. And if you're new here, I'd love to invite you to join us and become a subscriber. I do new readings every Friday and then again, typically either Mondays or Tuesdays, but twice a week. So yeah, so let's begin. Let's get the guidance, please, for Sagittarius. Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. What does Sagittarius need to know, please, for the highest good of all concerned with Sagittarius? All right, here we go. So we'll do our tarot reading, and then we will do an oracle card reading. You can ask yes, no, timeline questions on that. All right, you begin with the Knight of Cups, the Page of Swords, the Ace of Cups, and the Ten of Swords. Sorry, first reading, so I don't always have the camera right. You've got the Two of Cups, the Four of Wands, the World. Wow. I didn't mean, if you're new, I didn't mean this is my first reading ever. I meant I haven't been recording readings before this. But anyway, my God, is this beautiful. Wow. Well, it's going to be tough to read money. I'm just going to be upfront with you on that. I mean, you've got victory and success here multiple times, so I wouldn't completely rule out, like, it feels like money's just going to be stable. There's no real reason to bring it into the reading, because if it needed to be here, it would be. But you definitely, for somebody, you've got a strong soulmate connection coming in, whether it's a reconciliation, because that could be, or it's a new person. Could be either, really. But I definitely feel like that Ten of Swords here, I do feel like that's coming in to tell you, like, the worst is behind you, okay? There's just not anything else here that supports that. I do feel like, too, for some of you that are reconciliation, it's about them, and they really hit a bottom. Some of them were, it feels like somebody here was just, like, very dysregulated, even on a chemical level, and that may be part of it too, if it's been a long time, like years, that they needed to do some things, you know, in terms of possibly even medication or something. But I don't know. I mean, it doesn't mean that it lasts forever either, by the way, because your neural pathways can rewire themselves, so it doesn't, and even with medications, in some cases, it can alter that so that it corrects, and then the person, so I'm not trying to say, for those of you that are going to say, I don't want somebody that needs psychiatric care. Look, people go through depression and stuff. It happens. But anyway, this person is definitely has either you on your mind, on their mind, or a relationship. I mean, it's definitely somebody who is serious about a relationship, is looking for a long-term commitment. This is not fly-by-night kind of thing. And again, with the Page of Swords showing up here, this definitely, for those of you that's reconciliation, not only are they thinking about you, but they're definitely keeping tabs on you, whether it's through friends or they're looking at things online and just kind of seeing what you're up to. But they don't, you're not far from them. All right. It almost feels a little bit like somebody who's trying to manifest, but they haven't quite learned how to let go of the desire. So like they keep kind of holding it so that it doesn't come to fruition like they'd like it to, as fast as they'd like it to. But that's okay, because the pace of this is not terribly quick. But there's not a delay either. So it just feels like with this, like it's been a long time coming for them and it's here. So it's definitely somebody who is serious, like I said, but they're also stable. So if it's a reconciliation with somebody from the past that had some challenges, they're stable now for sure. They have worked through that, okay? And that's where I'm going with that. If they had something going on, you know, it feels like years ago, that's definitely, it's definitely behind them. I mean, this is divinely guided, you know, and they have their, like I said, they've got their eye on you, but they've got their kind of eye on the prize too, and that's you. So I mentioned the Page of Swords here with somebody keeping an eye on you, but this also can be communication coming through, like a text, a phone call, somebody asking you out if it's a new relationship. But there's definitely communication coming in, and it feels like within the next month. I mean, it doesn't feel like it's distant at all. And this is truly like, I mean, for love, you really can't, let's just, I mean, when we talk about, you know, some kind of a soulmate connection here, this is truly a, you know, love relationship that doesn't end. I mean, it really is two soulmates, but two life partners. Somebody here is going to be meeting their life partner. So invite me to the wedding, whoever that is. So you got the Ace of Cups, and, you know, the universe sends gifts your way. And so for some of you, it may be a chance meeting, or it could be somebody, like I said, that already knows you and has been keeping tabs on you. So even if it's not a reconciliation, but you were with someone else, they were interested then. So if you're having, like, I get somebody like having dreams, and you're connected with source through those dreams. You're getting messages while you're asleep. Their messages coming in. So it's definitely here, and it's very, like I said, it's stable. It's really developing a beautiful life, you know, and there's travel here too, by the way. So, you know, so for some of you, there will be travel, there will be other attainment of material things too, like a house. I see a house and cars, and I mean, it really will be a financially stable relationship too. There's mutuality here, so you're compatible on every level. It's not a you know, it's not an imbalanced relationship at all, where one person's, you know, got money and the other person has a lot of student loan debt or something that they're trying to hide. So I mentioned this Ten of Swords. This is the end of a cycle, and, you know, if there was a low point that was reached, that was the lowest point that you could get to, or even this other person. So it is a little bit of a dramatic, sort of an over dramatized thing, though. So be aware of that sometimes, especially in reconciliation, there may have been emotions running high that made it seem like it was more than it was, you know. So either way, though, this is like kind of a red gumball in the pile here. It's really kind of an anomaly in all these cards. So you got the Two of Cups. How lucky are you? You know, people search forever. You know, it's like, I think, you know, Kelly Clarkson, that song, A Moment Like This, you know, some people wait a lifetime, but not you, Sagittarius, because here you go. You've got a life partner here, and you are best friends. You will be best friends if you're not already. And there's, like I said, it's a mutual offering of the cups. Nobody's hesitant here. Even with the Knight of Cups coming in a little bit slower, it's not necessarily as much hesitation, but, you know, possibly could be somebody that was tied up with other things, but it also is being well thought out, okay? It's just not rushing in. This can be an unexpected meeting too, so be aware of that. You may have an encounter with somebody you haven't seen in a long time, and it turns into something more, or somebody you haven't seen in a long time that then thinks about they've got a friend who's single and finds out you are too. But this is definitely about coming together, and it's a new opportunity. It really is like a changing of direction too, so be aware of that with the Ten of Swords. So I mentioned before, you got this Four of Wands here, and this is definitely a marriage card. You know, it's called the 1111 card, and it's also, one way to think of the 11 is one person, like these two, like 1-1, okay? So it's kind of like that when you think of this card, and that's a couple, all right? So, you know, it's interesting too, because it's the 1111 card because of the pillars. They're representative of a Hindu wedding ceremony, but then you also have these two. So technically you have three, you know, 11, 11, 11, kind of a, you know, like three pairs of it. So threes too, if you're seeing a lot of threes, that could also be an indicator that things are coming together, you're in alignment. But it's definitely leaving, it's leaving behind a season of your life where maybe you were really busy with work and other things and just not that focused on love, and coming into a really harmonious energy, especially with the world showing up and the Six of Wands. That's crazy. I didn't mention, I'm sorry, I didn't mention the energies. You definitely have water here, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. You've got fire, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, and you do have air, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. So I apologize I didn't get to that. I haven't had a really awesome reading like this in a couple of readings, so it's just kind of, I was more focused on the cards. But either way, I mean, even, I mentioned before, like money and there's stability all around you, but with this, it also is a card of success. And so it can be related to work too, and just again, that you have manifestations happening in the 3D world when you see this. So it's a card of attainment, it's a card of manifesting, and it's definitely a card about moving forward, okay? So there's not, like I said, there's not a delay here. You do have the World too, and again, this is a new cycle beginning. She's the dancer of the tarot, dancing in that wreath of victory and success. So especially if you've had heartbreak in the past, this will be the one where it really makes sense. And you say, it makes sense that those other things didn't work out because they would have been half the relationship that this is. So especially when you see this with the Six of Wands, this is huge. It is a time in your life where you feel fantastic on every level. So if you're, single and you say, I've been wanting to start working out and just get back under control a little bit, do it. Begin today. Don't delay. Because it's part of those bridge of incidents, those things that start to connect that make that manifestation show up. So you really are headed towards a time of not only feeling great, looking great, but definitely being noticed. This person will, there's a strong physical attraction here. This person is going to be very proud to be seen with you, talk about you a lot, almost brag about you and how successful you are, how beautiful or attractive you are, how funny, and how all the things that you do together. It's like it's going to be such a huge part of, I hate to use the word identity because it sounds a little codependent, but it just is. It's like it kind of just almost consumes them in a way, not in a, like I said, not in a codependent way, but it's like it's just exciting. It's thrilling. That's the word I get. It's thrilling for them. They are amazed and delighted by you. So, take it. Now, I didn't mention this too, but you have multiple wreaths here. Those are all the wreath of victory, and they wear it too. So I think I showed you this with the Four of Wands, but I mean, all these wreaths are a victory, of success, completion. I mean, really, you truly have a lovely energy here. So, great reading. I mean, again, for those of you, if I have not had a lot of really solid love readings, there's one for you. So we'll ask the angels what they think. And, yeah. And then we'll ask a timeline here for Sagittarius. And yes, no, maybe. So you have remain positive. Okay, so especially if you are somebody who has been single and you're just kind of questioning, how can this be for me? Know that it's true. Know that you can have, do, or be anything. You create your reality. You're the cause, and everything around you is the effect. So, really it's up to you what you want your life to look like. Because there's billions of people out there. There's somebody for you. This is a great card. When you have the card of success, it very much resonates with the World and the Six of Wands. It is a card of, really, you're unstoppable. It's like things are in sync. You're working in tandem with the universe. You take one step, the universe takes two. And there you go, right? And, it does feel like there's some synchronicities happening around you. And then trust, of course. Trust, like I said, that the universe is always on your side. We're not brought here to suffer. We really aren't. And I know people experience pain. I mean, who hasn't? You know, but it's just part of life and all the energy that surrounds us. So it says in the near future. So, you know, be aware of that. It's things are coming in, and the answer was yes. So this is a yes card anyway. I mean, it's a lot like the card of the world or something like the sun even, would be a good comparison to that. So great things shall come to pass for you for sure, Sagittarius. I love you so much, and I'll be back again soon.